Hello, welcome to another midweek message. I'm Pastor John from Pigeon Creek Church. I think most of you know that, but we've gotten some folks who have tuned in, friends, relatives, other folks, and that's always exciting. We're glad that everybody can be a part of our experience here online and streaming and through video um, as we attempt to stay the church and be the church, even in different circumstances. So, this midweek message is going to be kind of quick, and it's going to be more of a commercial interruption than anything because this is a very busy week. It's Holy Week, it's an exciting week, and so for the church anyway. And we have a number of events that we just want to try to communicate with folks on how it's going to work. Tomorrow night is Maundy Thursday, and we'll be having the service in our regular format here on Facebook. The link will be on our Facebook page, on Pigeon Creek's Facebook page, and it'll also be on YouTube. And we'll email that link out to as many people who are on the email list for us. If you would like to be on that email list and receive emails that include the links to all our videos and also just have general information sent out once in a while, you can send your email to me. You can either email me at johndykstra4@gmail.com, or you could text your email address to me at 412-888-6670. You can text me with that information. But Maundy Thursday again will be on those formats. Now, what we usually do is all four small churches around the 84 area. That's Kochberg, Emmanuel, Mount Pleasant, and Pigeon Creek. The four of us usually collaborate and do these services together. Obviously, it's a little different this year, but we tried to include Pastor Dawn from Emmanuel and Pastor Fran from Kochberg and also Patty Catlett from Mount Pleasant in our service tomorrow night for Maundy Thursday. Pastor Dawn is organizing the Good Friday service, and that's going to be done via Zoom. And if you haven't had the pleasure of being in a Zoom meeting yet during this coronavirus time, then I should just instruct you to go to zoom.com, and it's very easy to sign up. And then what we'll do is we will send you the information you need to get onto that Zoom meeting and that Zoom worship service on Friday evening with Pastor Dawn. Also, same deal. All four churches are going to be participating in that service. So anyone from Kochberg or Mount Pleasant or Pigeon Creek, and of course Emmanuel, can show up there that night via Zoom and be a part of that. Pastor Dawn is actually looking for some readers to help with that service. And lastly, Easter Sunday, we'll have our normal service that'll be shown on YouTube. And again, you'll get the link via email or on the Pigeon Creek Facebook page. And we're going to release that early in the morning, before sunrise. So if some of you want to have sort of a sunrise service experience, you'll be able to log on then, and you'll get the link early enough that you can experience that in your own homes. So again, I encourage you, as this week progresses, it's already Wednesday, to take some extra time, more than you usually do, to really contemplate and think about everything that Jesus experienced and went through this week. You know, Thursday night is traditionally the night in which we celebrate the Lord's Supper, and we'll be doing that. We'll be celebrating communion again tomorrow evening. And that's to commemorate not only his Last Supper with his disciples, but then that evening went out into the garden and while his disciples slept, really understood fully what he was going to have to do the next day. He got arrested that night. And then Friday, of course, he went to a couple different trials before a couple different authorities. before he was sentenced to be crucified, and then he was crucified that afternoon. And then Sunday, we all know that this story ends very well with his resurrection. So, speaking of that, how the story ends well, I wanted to read this passage to you, and this will be, again, just our little check-in with Jesus and with his disciples, again, as they faced everything that was happening during that week. In the midst of that evening, when he was with his disciples in the upper room, the Apostle John, who was right there and remembering it all, wrote this. Said, some of his disciples said to one another, what does he mean by saying, in a little while you will see me no more, and then after a little while you will see me? And because I am going to the Father, they kept asking, what does he mean by that, a little while? We don't understand what he is saying. Jesus saw that they wanted to ask him about this, and so he said to them, are you asking one another what I meant when I said, in a little while you will see me no more, and then after a little while you will see me again? I tell you the truth, you will weep and mourn while the world rejoices. You will grieve, but your grief will turn to joy. A woman giving birth to a child has pain because her time has come, but when her baby is born, she forgets the anguish because of her joy that a child is born into the world. So it is with you. Now is your time of grief, but I will see you again, and you will rejoice, and no one will take away your joy. Happy Holy Week, and again, we'll send you information about each of the services that are coming through the week. If you haven't downloaded the Zoom app or gone to zoom.com and signed up and you want to be a part of the Good Friday service, you can do that anytime before then. Thanks. Have a wonderful week.